Hi guys, Coach Becky here, and welcome to this core and injury prevention video. All you need today is a small band. These are available on Amazon. Usually they come in a pack of easy, moderate, hard, or heavy. Today I'm using a heavy band. It's not a big deal to just use whatever you have. You could also get one of those circular bands and tie it tightly and use that if you have just like a different stretch cord. So we're gonna use that, and also just have a towel nearby. I'm sitting on a mat. You can use this to support your head. And there is a foot proprioception drill we're going to use on the towel. If you don't have a towel handy, you can also just use, I can show you how to use it without. But we're going to get started on today's session. Our primary goals today are to strengthen our core from a functional perspective, meaning the deepest layers of our core, the core muscles that sit on top of that, such as your internal and external obliques, and then the more superficial layer of your core. And we're going to try to strengthen our core from all three planes of movement, so rotationally, side to side, and just like forward, backwards. I don't know how to demonstrate that sitting here, but just since I just finished a workout, I do have my protein and recovery drink here. So if you just finished a workout and you're jumping to join me, hit pause, go make yourself a recovery drink and drink it while you're doing this. Trust me, you'll feel better, you'll perform better. If this is your first workout of the day, then let's get your day started. So what we're going to do first is take the band, and we're just going to put it right around our knees while we're sitting down. Just because of the way I set the camera up today, we're actually going to do everything kneeling or laying down. So that's kind of a nice thing. And I'm just going to put the towel behind me as like a little pillow because I'm feeling melodramatic today. And we're going to start with a banded bridge. So again, it's just right around the knees. Feet are just going to be shoulder width apart, resisting the band. And we're just going to do one set of 20 banded glute bridges. So just kind of gently push into that band as you press the hips up. There you go. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just breathing with the exercise. 9, 10. Nice smooth movement here. Just getting the body going. There's 12. You're going to feel it right here in the sides because of the band, as well as in the butt and in the core. It's a great hip extension exercise to kind of open the hips up, get the butt and core going. Let's do 5 more. Inhale and exhale for 4 and 3. Last 2 and 1. Very good. Now what we're going to do is shift onto your side. You're going to stack your hips together so you're not kind of opening or doing anything weird there. You're just laying on your side, and you're going to lift your leg up and down. Now, keeping the band around the knees is going to be a little bit less aggressive than if you were to put the band around your ankles. That's just a little bit more challenging. We're going to do a set of 12, and with the band around the ankles, I do just try to come back to a place where there's tension, so you'd actually end your side. This is a side leg raise. You'd end it here. You're going to lift up and then come back down to tension, up. So it might feel or look like I'm not doing the full range of motion. It's just, you don't want to necessarily come all the way down to here because then the band's completely slack. So you just kind of want to start where there's tension, more tension, and back, if that makes sense. Okay, so we're going to do a set of 12 on each side, just one set. So make sure the hips stay stacked so you don't rotate those hips open. And let's strengthen again those glutes and abduction muscles. Trying to use the correct scientific terminology here, even though it doesn't matter. Here we go. So a lateral exercise. So these muscles that are in charge of that can just get really weak, since sometimes we don't do as much lateral movement, especially in sports like running, cycling, and swimming. I'm at 4. Wow, mine are tired already. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Wow. Now, obviously, like I mentioned, that's pretty tiring for me. but my muscles are really tired from already doing some pretty rigorous exercise today. So you need to take that into account when you do similar exercises on different days. If I had started with this, I probably wouldn't feel as fatigued. So I say that mostly so you don't get too hard on yourself if you're like, wow, I'm really struggling with my strength training today. Well, what you did yesterday and already this morning make a big, impact on that. So again, start with tension if you're doing the ankle version. When you have it around your knees, you'll already probably have tension if you're starting like this. Okay, we're going to do 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, eek, 2, and 1. Ugh, do not like those. Okay, and I'll just stay on this side. We are going to do like a runner's knee version, like a knee drive sort of situation to strengthen our hip flexors and even the quads a little bit. You can do this several different ways. Since I don't have a cable pulley system at home, I just use the band. So I'm just gonna lay with some tension in the band, and I'm just gonna pull I'm imagining I'm pulling my heel towards my bum, and I'm flexing at my knee and my hip. And I just have my feet shoulder width apart so that there's a little bit of tension there. If I started with my feet together, there'd be no tension when I start. All right, so let's just do a set of 10 on each side. And I'm just going to do all right side and then all left side. So here we go, 10, 9. And my feet are flexed if you see that, not pointed. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's try the other side now. 10, 9. Be careful that you don't break your band on this, because bands do hurt when they snap, and I've seen it happen many times. And we'll do 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so that exercise strengthened our hip flexors a lot because we were flexing at the hip to cause that movement. So we're gonna kind of do the opposite now, and this is a movement we do a lot. It's called the dead bug. So you're gonna bring your feet up, still keeping tension in the band. See, my feet are shoulder width apart. Okay, so now my knees are at 90 degrees. I'm just gonna bring my arms up, and now we're gonna do a very similar movement, but it's gonna be more hip extension. So we're lengthening the hip flexor to cause the movement. You might not get all the way down to the ground. I'm just gonna kind of make my position a little like so. So you wanna get pretty close to the ground, but again, you're working with the tension of the band you're chosen. This is a heavy band. We also don't wanna break the band that we're using. So we're just trying to get some hip extension, some core stability. This is working a deep layer of our core. And it's also working core coordination. So let's just kind of stack that knee drive with the banded dead bug. And we're going to do right side first. So right arm and right leg extend, and we'll come back together for 1. We'll do 10 just like the last exercise. 2. Inhale, exhale. 3, 4, 5, 6. This is one of my favorite ways to do dead bugs. Last 2. Last 1. And if you do a couple of these and you're like, this feels really awkward and weird, you can do it without the band. Other side. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, take a little break from the band now. I don't love using the band, and I know in a lot of the classes that I teach, my students don't either. We're going to use the towel next. This is a great exercise to help prevent plantar fasciitis. I've mentioned in past videos too, but if this is your first video, first of all, welcome. But runners need to work on their toe mobility, like for pushing off and such things. And I have hammer toe or bunions, which sounds like an old lady thing, but it's just an anybody thing. So I do this to help strengthen like my big toe as well. So I'm just gonna do this seated, but I'm gonna try to do it with good posture. And that's just because if I stand up any higher, y'all won't see me. So you can do this even sitting in a chair if you'd like. I have a chair I could grab, but I'm not going to. And you're gonna take the towel and just scrunch it up with your feet. If you have like really shaggy carpeting, you could use that instead. So you're just going to make that movement big. See how I'm kind of like flexing my toes and then grabbing? So we're just going to do this a couple times. It's normal to feel some cramping in that like fascia and the tendons and muscles that are in your feet. But just try to do it for like 30 seconds, or if you want to count your repetitions and do 10. Like I feel a lot of cramping there. Again, my feet are pretty tired, but so just take your time with it and just kind of be dramatic with it, because who doesn't love drama in their foot rehabilitation? All right, so let's just do 10 more seconds. And Red loves to lay on my mats and my towels, so probably won't get this back. Yes. All right. Let's do the other side. So again, our goal is about 30 to 45 seconds, or if you want to do like 10 to 12 repetitions, you just might need to take a little bit of break in that time if you get some cramps in the bottom of the feet or in the toes. So try to use all of the toes. Like my, I have a worse hammer toe on this side. It's a lot more dramatic, so it's really hard for me to like flex and extend this side. So yeah, it's fun. These exercises can help with your balance. They're important to do even if you're not a runner. I work with seniors and I have them do this exercise because you don't think about it too, but it's something you need to do. So that's why we're doing it. Let's do another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Okay. Sorry, Red, but we don't need that anymore. We're just going to take it. Oh, sorry. Since I have the towel out and I don't like using things for just one, I'm going to use this to do an assisted hamstring stretch. And then we'll do a little bit more, core just to finish out. But if you don't have a towel, you can just do a straight leg hamstring stretch. Doing a little bit of an assisted stretch can be nice. I just feel like you can get a little deeper. So just a nice little 30-second assisted hamstring stretch. Now, if you're somebody that feels a lot of tightness in their lower back, what I want you to do is after about 15 to 20 seconds, I want you just to get a lower back stretch in where you extend to the side. So go ahead and move into this stretch now if you'd like to stretch out your lower back as well as your hamstrings. If you're saying, no, not me, I prefer more hamstring stretch, just hold the remainder here and just get a nice long hamstring stretch. And if you're not sure how difficult to make a stretch, you should feel it slightly uncomfortable, but it shouldn't be like overly forced. It should feel good, but maybe a little bit uncomfortable. Okay, let's try the other side now. Again, split it up into halfsies, hamstrings, and lower back. Again, to do the lower back stretch, you'd extend one arm out to your side and just let that leg fall across your body and try to keep your shoulders on the ground and just pull that leg up, kind of trying to keep like a 90-degree angle if you can. If you're saying, no, I'd rather do just hamstrings today, it's your workout, I'm just here to help. And we'll just do 10 more seconds. You could be doing hamstring or lower back stretch right now. And we'll do a little bit more core work to end. 3, 2, 1, relax. Awesome. All right. So I'm going to do a little bit of rotational core work now. Again, working in the side-to-side planes of movement, like what we did with that side leg raise. And rotationally, while those are good for our core muscles and such, I also consider them to be injury prevention type movements, because a lot of times we get injured rotating suddenly or moving side to side quickly, or a combination of the two, just because we don't get into that very often. So you can do this one of two ways. Let's show level 1 first. You're gonna bend your bottom leg and just lift up. Try to stack your knees and hips on top of one another. Reach into your bottom back pocket and then reach up towards the sky. All right? Then level 2, you can either stack your feet here or one in front of the other. We're gonna lift up and we're gonna do 12 of these. 11. Inhale down, exhale up, just to kind of help pace your movement. You don't need to rush here. Try to make it a nice big reach. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Hopefully my microphone was okay. I feel like it's been rubbing into me a lot, so hopefully that wasn't just a bunch of my shirt moving around and y'all hearing that. Okay, again, level 1, you're just going to stack your knees one on top of another, or you could go one foot in front of the other. Let's do another set of 12. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Very good. I'd like to do just a little lower back strengthening exercise. I kind of put this in the core bucket because it's great for your, like the front half of your body, just kind of getting that long and lengthened, which kind of includes your torso and core. We're going to do Supermans. We're going to do an alternated Superman. So you're just going to lay on your stomach with your arms extended in front of you overhead. Point your toes. You're going to lift your right arm and your left leg, and you can lift your chest up, but you don't need to crank your neck forward. And then you're going to switch sides, and we're going to do 20 of these total, 10 per side. 1, 2. Your goal is to make as much space as you can, so try to lift the arm and the leg up as much as you can at the same time. 6 out of 20. 7, 8, 9. Open up the front half of that body. 10, 11. If that feels like too much, you can do just arms too, or just legs. And we're going to do 4 more, 3 more, 2 more. Go ahead and just do 1 more for me. Nice job. All right. And we'll end with a classic, which is V-ups. Who doesn't love V-ups? So 2 levels of V-ups that we can do. Both legs at once or 1 leg at a time. And we'll do 2 sets of 10 to finish our core and injury prevention workout. So let me show you level 1. Level 1, you're going to lift your chest up and your legs up. So this is going to work more that superficial layer of our core we talked about and those hip flexors, okay? Level 2, you're going to lift both legs up at once. Kind of trying to be just a little bit more of a powerful exercise, a little bit more of an advanced exercise. So we're going to work pretty hard here and do a set of 10 before we rest. Here we go. Choose your level and go for 10. This is level 1. 9. That's level 2. 8. 7. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Up. Good. Now, in between reps, I like to do, you can just lay flat. I like to do Sphinx pose, which is like a little less aggressive layer of upward facing dog. And it just kind of lengthens everything we just shortened in a sense. So a little stretch for the hip flexors and lower back. Just generally whenever I'm doing a workout, if I'm working the front of the body, I like to either loosen it up or extend it with a stretch in between or do it like an inverse exercise. So that's why I supersetted the dead bugs with the knee drives and this stretch with the V-ups. So just a concept I like to do personally. People that take my exercise classes or do my personal training, they see that a lot. You'll see that in push-pull type workouts. Yeah, it's just a nice way to train your body so that you stay even and injury-free as much as is possible. All right, round 2. This is it, and then we're done for the day. So here we go. Last set. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lift that chest. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Relax. Let's roll over. Do that Sphinx pose one more time. You might also stretch out your neck or turn your shoulder one side to the other. Of course, if you're feeling very flexible, you could do an upward facing dog. And we'll just sit back into child's pose. Stretch out those lats. Today shouldn't have been the most aggressive workout, but it should have activated those core muscles, those glute muscles. Got you working in some different planes of movement you don't always get into. Strengthen some of those weaker glutes. Kind of targeting core muscles from all angles. Great work. All right. I hope you enjoyed the rest of your workouts today, or if this is the last or first and only workout of the day, thanks for making space for yourself. I'm Coach Becca, and I hope to see you at our next workout. Have a nice day, and thanks again for joining.